Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, welcome to another awesome episode of Wake Up Cullman. So, how was your weekend?
It was good. How was yours?
Longer than I thought it would be. I used my time in a different way, and it stretched it out to where it almost seemed like a whole nother day was added.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, this was a pretty good weekend. We had a lot of great activities going on. If you missed Red Door Cafe, you actually went, and what did you think of that?
I did. Learned about Minnie Pearl. Minnie Pearl is a character that's very relative to us in terms of things, but I won't get into that. We have an interview that we'll be playing sometime this week that explains a little more in depth about who she was. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But I did learn a lot. Got some great food, got a good cup of coffee from the Red Door over there, so I was excited about that. But that was bright and early for me. It's a Saturday morning.
Yeah, definitely.
My youthful heart doesn't like that.
Well, following that, we did have the Cullman Fair Parade. If y'all were in town and got to catch that, it was pretty awesome. Very hot, but great turnout, great crowd, lots of candy. My nephews went; they loved it. So that was great. And then, of course, Cluck and Brew was this weekend,
yeah, I went,
which he definitely went to.
Can't tell. I'm still wearing the thing.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was a good turnout. You know, I went a little bit later that night. You went earlier. How was the turnout earlier?
Well, early. I went in about 4, and around that time, it was pretty decent. There was a slightly bigger crowd as I was leaving. Majority of the people that were there were watching the Auburn game that was playing in the tents. But the food crowds were there. The setup was a little different, and that's something I think that we should mention. The previous time that I've been to Cluck and Brew, everything was in that courtyard space of the train depot, and in this particular instance, it was not. They had a lot more kid-friendly stuff than they have in previous years, so there was a lot of blow-up tubes and inner tube races and stuff like that. The food vendors were set up along the street side where the stage used to be set up, and there was no live band when I was there this time. So there were a few minor differences that didn't really take away from anything. It was just, it made it seem emptier in certain spots, which was kind of strange because there was just as much to do. They were just separated, and it was kind of odd in that sense. But I did really enjoy it. I met a lot of cool people. The lady who served me yum yum sauce like 8 times, I appreciate it. I really did love that. Your wings were fantastic. And, you know, just thankful that everyone was there, that I had a good time to hang out with a lot of people, meet a few people, shake a few hands. If I saw you there, you know, it's glad to see you.
Yeah, it was a fun night. I definitely had a good time. So, yeah, even later in the evening when I went, still a pretty good turnout. I forget, we went to some little stand and got some sweet tea, and it was incredible. It was like the best tea I've ever had.
You get in a cup?
Yeah, it was like in one of those little tin cups, yeah.
Bayou Bob's?
Maybe so, yeah.
Something like that?
But it was really good. Definitely enjoyed it.
Absolutely. They show up at everything, though. That
Do
particular stand.
Huh.
I don't know if anybody would have ever heard of this. I went to a thing called Rattlesnake Rodeo in Opp, Alabama. And at the Rattlesnake Rodeo, they were also there selling their collectible cups and sweet teas. So if there's a fair somewhere, they're there. They've planted themselves.
Well, we were parched by the time that came around, so I was like, I will pay however much it was for a little souvenir cup of sweet tea, and it was like $1 a refill, so it was pretty good.
For that metal cup, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, you know, was glad to have seen everybody there. Did have a good time. They gave away some cool stuff. There was a Yeti cooler that was up for grabs at one point. They had a lot of different intricate little prizes and things going on. There was one where you had a checklist, and if you saw their vendors, the checklist would get marked off, and you were entered to win like a car or something. I didn't actually stay that long.
I don't know about a car.
It was an interesting prize at the end there, but the checklist was pretty long, so I don't know if I could have afforded to have seen all their vendors. But you know, it was an interesting process. It was nice to see. The tents were very well set up. A lot of TVs, so I mean, anyone who came out to watch the game probably enjoyed themselves a lot more than I did watching teams I enjoy get destroyed. But we won't get into that because I don't feel like being mugged. So, alrighty, well, you know, now's the time to go tell you, and I am telling you now, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you to go check out the Facebook page because we give out awesome prizes every day that are given to us by our sponsors for you. And when I ask you to do it, I think that gives you an option. I'm telling you to do it because you don't want to miss the opportunity to get these prizes because you can't stress to you enough how great they are and how easy it is for you to win. So let's take a look at what those prizes are for today. Alrighty, we have a free sausage biscuit, biscuit from Bojangles. Again, that's here in Cullman. And 1 free family barbecue pack from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue. That's the pound of meat, the 2 16-ounce sides, and 4 buns. So definitely check that out. And the Chick-fil-A Choose Your Meal. That's the chicken sandwich or the chicken nugget combo, so you don't want to miss out on that. So check the Facebook page, figure out who the sponsor of the day is, and call 256-734-7399. Again, that's 256-734-7399. You want to check that out, find out who that sponsor of the day is, and give us a call. You do not want to miss the opportunity to get those prizes and eat 3 free meals, basically. It's never a bad sign.
No, not at all, definitely. We've been talking a lot about the Cullman Fest Hall because it's just an awesome place to go. Plus, we've only got just a little bit of time left. They are open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And as you can see on the screen, they offer different vendors, have things like tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, peaches, honey, and more. Just a really awesome place to get out and about while the weather's still good, get some of these fresh items from local vendors. Again, you can contact Ann Moore. She is with the Cullman City Parks and Rec. She does have information on that. And if you're unaware, there is this new thing called the Senior Nutrition Program vouchers.
Absolutely. The Senior Nutrition Program vouchers are accepted at the Fest Hall Market. You can contact the Cullman County Commission on Aging at 256-734-1241 for eligibility information. Vendors who wish to be able to accept the vouchers for produce can find out more at the Alabama Farmers Market Authority site. But this is a program kind of works in the same way that WIC does for women and children. It's a supplementary voucher that you can get to kind of go in and add to the amount of produce that you can get for a cut rate cost or free, depending on the type of person you are dealing with there. But these are great vouchers that are brought to you by the Commission on Aging. They're very useful for people who enjoy that fresh produce, especially for people on a tight budget. So this is a great program. I haven't heard of any other farmers markets doing stuff like this. So it's kind of interesting to see that we are taking those steps to help people out in any way that we can.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only benefiting the senior society that we have here in Cullman, but it's, again, also benefiting those local vendors, local farmers that we have. It's all kind of giving back to the Cullman community, so that's definitely a great, full circle of benefits right there.
Absolutely. And again, it's strange to think that the Fest Hall started about the time that we did.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to an end, and here we are.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of as fall becomes winter. We're going to be, not having that option of fresh produce, but they'll be right back again in March. So from March through October is when this is in effect, and we definitely urge all of you to go out to the farmers market while we still have one for the next few weeks.
Absolutely. Definitely get that produce. You don't want to miss your chance to get any of that. Lots of it has already been canned for you, so that's an option,
Definitely for winter.
Get that fresh taste all through the winter. Trust me, we're going to need it because winter, pack on that weight.
None of us are winter fans here.
None of us. All right, so we have Miss Rhonda van Zandt on with us today, and this is going to be a great interview because she is with a group and an organization that I don't think has enough recognition for what they do,
yes.
Especially for the importance of what this week is. So if you'll definitely stay tuned with us, we will be right back, so stay tuned.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We have Rhonda van Zandt with us here today, and she is with the Dripping Springs Daughters of the American Revolution.
That's quite a name.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for coming on the show today and being a part of our lineup for this week. So, just in case we have viewers out there that aren't familiar with DAR, can you give us a brief history of what Daughters of the American Revolution is?
I can, and this is actually the 125th anniversary year of the DAR.
Okay.
The Daughters of the American Revolution is a lineage organization where you trace your ancestry all the way back to someone who either fought in the Revolutionary War or gave aid, such as some of the farmers who raised the crops and the horses and loaned them to the soldiers and things of that sort. The daughters promote citizenship, patriotism, and historic education, which is something that I think probably in this world today we all need just a little bit more of. Dripping Springs chapter is celebrating its 45th year. We are actually considered a very young chapter compared to many of the others. We are part of the state and the national organization, and I have been a member of Dripping Springs chapter for 44 years.
Oh, wow.
I was a junior member when I started, which means I was under 35, and I was actually 19 when I became a member.
That's
Oh, wow.
incredible. Wow.
So-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What made you decide to join this organization?
Well, I was a history buff, a history student. My grandmother had some information about our ancestry that went all the way back to Ireland. It was very interesting. We began doing some digging, and my aunt decided she wanted to join, and so I just sort of went along for the ride as a 19-year-old and has become more and more interested over the years, and am a very active member on the state level as well as the local level.
That is awesome. Now, how many members do y'all have?
Right now we have about 112 members. I know that we have several sets of papers that ladies have done to prove their lineage that are waiting for approval, so the exact number is a little iffy, but 112 is the area that we are in now.
Very incredible. Wow.
That's quite a roster there.
So how many of these members have been in it as long as you have?
Actually, probably of the active members we have now, I have been in the longest. Several of them came in 2 or 3 years after I did, and we have a few members that joined other chapters in the state that have moved here in their retirement. So probably no more than 3 or 4 in our local chapter that has been in as long as I have.
Okay. How many chapters are there throughout the state of Alabama?
67.
Whoa,
67
that's
chapters.
awesome.
67.
And I can only imagine most of them have at least a high of a roster as you guys.
Oh no, and we even started off, and for many, many years were in the 40s and 50s, and a lot of the chapters are small because of the areas that they are located in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, we know that there's something very special going on this week, and being a part of DAR, it ties in nicely together. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Constitution Week, the 17th through the 23rd of September. Every year is Constitution Week. In 1955, patriotism was kind of on the rise because of the communist threat. That was about the time that Eisenhower added "Under God" to the Pledge of Allegiance. And a group of ladies asked the Congress if they would do a resolution for a Constitution Week. And the Senator Nowlin from California presented this resolution, which passed. The Constitution Week was so successful that the Senate was impressed with it, and they offered the resolution the next year for it to become public law. And it passed. Public Law 915 went on the books, and so every year the President declares the 17th through the 23rd of September as Constitution Week. And then about 10 years ago, our Department of Education in Washington said our children don't know enough about the Constitution. So they passed a little resolution of their own in education saying that public schools that receive federal funds had to have a Constitution Day observance. So that way it has become a little more to the forefront in the last few years. People recognize Constitution Day a lot more.
Now, when you state observance through the schools, do you mean they take a holiday on that day, or do they take a day to spend an entire, school day worth of learning?
As long as they do something to recognize and promote the Constitution with their students. They're in school those days. Our chapter does resolutions for each of the schools, put the principal's name on it, and he reads, our principal at Parkside reads the resolution over the intercom that morning. He signs it, and a couple of students sign it, and they put it on the bulletin board. They have programs, they have activities during the day throughout the schools. Wallace State usually has a big trivia contest with their Scholar Bowl team and other students who volunteer. Just all sorts of things to encourage the students to learn more about the Constitution.
Yes, ma'am.
It can be little facts, or it can be the important articles and the amendments themselves, but anything that gets them sparked and interested in seeing what's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you feel it's important that that especially our young students learn about the Constitution early?
Well, in the world we live in today, things change very, very fast. And we need to make them aware of what our rights really are, what our privileges are, and help them to grow with this, because I think there is a lot of people in our country that do not know except what they have been told. Maybe they've never read the Constitution. I'll not ask you if you've read every word of it. But we sometimes rely on media, politicians to tell us what's what. And sometimes the ideas we get from these people are their ideas more than what is actually there. And our young folks need to know now, because they hear "it's my right" attached to so many things and arguments these
and
days.
It's hardly ever that. It's really just you have a privilege. It's never hardly a right.
Mm-hmm. I remember years ago when I was a teenager, I entered a couple of the contests, speaking contests, the VFW, the American Legion. Some of these would sponsor, and they still do. But I remember in every speech and everything that was written, we talked about our responsibilities that went with our rights. And I don't think we make people aware, not only our children, but our adults these days, that they have responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. That go along with the right to have a privilege.
That's it. It all ties together that way.
Now, are there any special activities that will be going on for the rest of the week that people can know about and maybe attend?
Well, the biggest activity usually falls on the first day, with the 17th, which is Bells Across America, where some of the schools do a bell ringing activity, churches do bell ringing activities, and it's suggested that it be done at 3 o'clock our time It's 4 o'clock Eastern, and all across the United States, a large number of the bell ringing activities are done at the same time. But if you can't do one then, you can do a symbolic one later. For instance, the Fair Parade Saturday, we had a float that had a huge dinner bell on it, and we rang it the whole one of the children of the American Revolution rang it the whole way in my ear.
Oh, okay.
But just different activities, different members of our group have done things for their civic groups, their homemakers clubs, their church circles, and everything. There's nothing particular that is scheduled that I know of for the rest of the week, but in your area, your church group, someone, if you know someone in the DAR, you might check with them because they probably have something going on. I know several of our ladies are posting Constitution Fact on their Facebook every day. And yes, the poor old DAR ladies that are aged still use that Facebook.
No, that's great, I think. That's awesome.
So it is up to us as individuals to sort of celebrate Constitution Week in that
Yeah.
way.
Yes, and the Constitution, our Constitution, is the shortest and of constitutions, yet the longest lasting constitution in the world today. 4,400 words, 27 amendments out of over 10,000 that have been offered. 33 have made it to the people for ratification, and as we know, only 27 have lasted. But the 10 amendments, the first 10, our Constitution almost did not get signed on the 17th of September, 228 years ago.
Wow.
Because some of the gentlemen wanted a Bill of Rights right then. But they were convinced to go ahead and sign the Constitution then and add the Bill of Rights later where they could get more input on it. And it worked out pretty well.
Very nice. Well, if there are any people out there that would like to join the Dripping Springs community of the DAR, what's some good contact information?
Well, and I don't have her phone number with me, but Athelia Gibbs is our registrar, which is the one who does our papers, and she is excellent with helping people do their research to find out. But I can tell you that the second Saturday in November, our chapter is sponsoring a workshop for lineage research at Wallace State in the library, and it begins at 9 o'clock that morning. And let's see, that would be the 14th of November, and it is open to the public. So anyone who is interested can come that day and check that out. And there will be blurbs in the newspaper between now and then.
Okay.
And Brenda Scott from Holly Pond, which a lot of people know, a retired school teacher, is our current chapter regent. That's like the president. And she is always willing to help people with information of any kind about the DAR or with help with their papers. She's pretty good at research too. Some of us are not as good at research as others are. But
Story of my life.
Very nice. Do y'all have a Facebook page for the Dripping Springs DAR?
well, we have a closed page
Oh, okay.
because our National Society suggests that it's such a problem these days with posting pictures and activities and things, and they suggest that you do a members page. So our Facebook page is a closed page, but if you're a good friend of ours, we might let you in.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty awesome. Sounds like we've got a few days left to continue to be educated on this very important topic. And
Through the 23rd.
yeah. So.
And with it being Constitution Week, to all of our students out there that watch, good luck on learning the preamble, because I was terrible at it. So,
Yeah.
You
have fun with
didn't
that.
have Constitution Rock, where you could learn how to sing it?
No.
I don't think they allowed us to have the attention span to sit there through that. We just got given a piece of paper and said, learn this by Friday. And then I didn't. So
Constitution Rock has a little song, and I catch myself wanting to sing it, although it's not very well ever, but the preamble is to a little tune, and those of us who have dealt with school have trouble saying it instead of singing it.
That's pretty neat.
and I know at least you know it. That's the big thing.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us today. We did appreciate it, and we're very excited to see where else we can kind of go with this Constitution Week. See how many people actually know it. We would like to hear from you guys and see how many of you actually know about your Constitution.
Yes.
And definitely go check out some of the events that you mentioned, like the Wallace State thing with going on with the trivia. That'll be fantastic. But again, we do appreciate you coming on the show and educating us a little more, especially on the program that you are with. And we hope to have you back on maybe a little bit, maybe even next year, come back every year and tell us a little bit more about the Constitution Week and what it stands for. All right, well, thank you again. And if you will join us again in just one moment, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
And welcome back. So that was interesting. One thing that I relate with Ms. Rhonda on is the fact that I equally enjoy history. But as I've proven time and time again on this show, being out of school for over a certain amount of time kind of makes you rusty in certain things, like my ability to play baseball or know the alphabet.
But that's, you know the alphabet. Don't even say that. No, but that's great. That's why we have, these people and places in effect to remind us of the importance of these topics, because she clearly has such a passion for this organization and for Constitution Week, and I think that's wonderful. It helps to always, keep everyone educated and on the rise with the different trends and topics that are going on.
Absolutely. And, there's a huge importance in knowing our history, especially as a country. In times of like what's happening here with November, being the voting season again, and with the amount of turmoil that our country has seen within the last 10 years, it's kind of nice. honestly, it's not even that. It's our responsibility as Americans to understand and incorporate these thoughts, beliefs, rights, and actions into our everyday life, because that's what made us America. I mean, these are the foundations of everyday life for people to continue to live in the way that we do.
Right.
We take for granted a lot. The sacrifices people made, the amount of time and effort it took to make this country what it is today, and a lot of us disrespect it by not caring enough about it. So we owe the people before us, we owe the generations who tirelessly worked for all this, that kind of respect. So we should learn about these things, and I'm very appreciative that we have this week.
Mm-hmm. Me too, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, something a little less, dire. We do not have a winner yet, so I'm going to try to help you guys out in terms of these prizes. I do like to see someone win. I do like to see somebody come and grab these things from us every day. So I'm gonna don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna try to help you out a little bit. Okay? I'm gonna push you in the direction if at all possible. So our hint for you today is which of our sponsors has been in business in the Cullman area for 3 generations. Now again, that's which business in Cullman has been around for 3 generations. That's a long time if you think about it.
It's a very long time. And you guys go on Facebook and just kind of look around there. We might have a hint up there too.
Absolutely. So check that Facebook page. Call us again at 256-734-7399. Win those prizes and come grab them today so we can shake your hand and tell you that you were the luckiest person ever. You just won 3 free meals. All right, so.
That's pretty awesome, though. That prize is incredible. Now it's time for our Facebook Friend of the Day, which is one of my favorite parts. Our Facebook Friend of the Day is Noah Whitney, and he likes Hope Alive and college football. We would like to give Noah a large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's for being our friend on Facebook.
Okay, so we know Noah, and that is obviously not his face.
No,
so
it's not.
Congratulations to him for putting that up there fast enough.
To appreciate him even more.
Enjoy. Alrighty, so now we're going to do something that I've grown to love considerably, and that is our Discover Cullman highlight for the day. And that's when we take businesses that you may not be completely aware of, or certain programs or certain facilities here in Cullman. We highlight them for you so you know and understand a little bit more about what they are and what they stand for. And today's highlight is Monograms Plus. Now, Monograms Plus is an interesting place, but I'm not the expert here. Natalie actually knows considerably more about this group than I do.
Well, I love Monograms Plus. I have, it's just been a Cullman staple forever. They have some incredible things. If you've not been in there, they carry some great lines. Pandora, Vera Bradley, all of these up-and-coming designers and trends and different purses and different jewelry options. It's just a really great place. They opened in 1999 with about 1,200 square feet, 1 embroidery machine, and 1 part-time employee. And then in less than 6 months, Monograms moved within the same building to double the size to 2,500 square feet and added an employee and another embroidery machine. Obviously, monogramming has been really huge lately, so that's definitely been one of the main places to go to find the things that you need, and they definitely can fulfill just about any order that you want. And they're affordable, they're local, they've just been a really, like I said, a big staple for the Cullman community. One of my friends worked her way through college working there, so it definitely gives a lot of options to our local people for shopping. So we're very proud to have that, and Monograms Plus takes pride in bringing national brands to Cullman. Like I mentioned, Pandora, and then they also offer Brighton, Fossil, and Kavu, to name a few.
Fossil watches are something that I absolutely love, so that's already a plus in my book.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, monogramming has always been fairly big in our region of the United States. I'm not exactly sure what started this trend, but apparently if we take our initials and put it on anything, we like it. I mean, I've seen cars, baseball gloves, baby clothes, tons of stuff, and we've all seen that font, that one font that everyone puts it in, and it's always on the back of a car in a bright color.
Trends come and go, but monogramming has always, or any type of embroidery really, seems to just be, I don't know, almost like a classic signature of the South, I've got family that live all over, and monogramming is just not as big there as it is here in the South, so I just feel like that's a Southern tradition that we maintain and keep, and with places like Monograms Plus that offers very affordable designs and options, it's just here to stay, I think.
Yeah, the 3 big things I can tell you that happen in the South when it comes to monogramming are initials, with that large ending initial being in the center confusing people, anchors everywhere, and then an Alabama A or an Auburn A. somewhere
Oh.
incorporated into the back of your car.
Definitely.
So those are the big three. You're not in the South unless you see one of those.
Yes, I agree. Well, Monograms Plus is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So if you would like to find out any more information about them, you can go on Facebook and find them at Monograms Plus or call 256-739-0631.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations to that business for being around and as successful for as long as they have.
Very much.
We're absolutely excited that there's something like that in the community. And keep up the good work, because obviously I'm not going to go get something monogrammed unless I have a child or something. But no, for all the people out there that do enjoy that or are looking for a great gift idea, this is definitely the way to go. They're always in style. You could put it on a knapsack and it'd still be in style. So definitely keep those in mind when you're looking for gifts. We can't promote that enough.
They also have a bridal registry as well as a mom-to-be kind of registry, so you can always go in there and sign up, and they'll put your name on Facebook and say, so-and-so has recently joined and your registry is available here. So that's also another little neat thing that they offer to their clientele. It's just it's definitely expanded over time, but it still has the ability to offer that one-on-one kind of interaction with their Cullman community base, and yeah, it's just a great place. Absolutely.
Well, again, definitely check those guys out. Now, we do need to point something out. We're going to spotlight our spotlight. We are going to go take a few minutes to watch a short clip about the Cullman County Commission on Aging, so definitely stay tuned for that. But first, I'd like to talk to you about the weather, which is my favorite point of the show, and the weather is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make that switch to Mitch. All right, it looks like the average high for today is going to be 83 with the average low at 69. Now, the record high was set in 1925 at 100 degrees, and the record low was set in 1918 at 39 degrees. So the sunset tonight looks like it's going to be at 6:44 with sunrise tomorrow at 6:33 a.m. All right, now as you can tell, and as you could probably tell this morning, we're kind of getting bombarded with a lot of rain. We've got a 42% chance today with a high of 77, 42% chance as well tonight with a low of 54 because of that cloud coverage, pretty cloudy day. Tomorrow we're looking at about a 20% chance of rain with a high of 84, a little less clouds, but still those chances of rain. All right, well, we're looking at lower 80s to upper 70s throughout the week for the highs. Again, looking at rain closer to the end of the week a lot more. And then we're looking at, 60s to upper 50s there for the lows at night. I mean, we're getting the cooler weather with lots of coverage. We're going to have lots of rain on and off. It's going to be one of those kind of week, guys, so prepare those umbrellas and those rain boots. You're going to need it. It's that winter weather setting in. I'm talking about it this morning. We noted that I woke up this morning, looked outside, and it was still dark. Got around, got ready, got here, still dark. Didn't understand why, because just yesterday it was bright and early.
Yeah, it was. But as we kind of move from fall into winter, we're going to be having more of those darker days.
We just start hibernating
days.
more.
Yeah. But November 1 will be fall back, so we'll eventually get that hour back where
Well,
we have a little bit of light.
We think that, but what we're doing is just moving the dial and messing up all of our sleep schedules.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. But,
and whatever, we don't make that decision.
We don't.
Alrighty, so as I stated, we are going to check out our senior spotlight today because we always like to talk about them. So definitely check this video out, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on. and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
And with our community billboards brought to you by Pepsi. Don't miss out on Ben South's One-Liner Diner on the Southern Humor Highway. This is happening at the Red Door Cafe here in Cullman. You can call 256-734-0599 or check out their Facebook for more details.
And St. Paul Lutheran School's Oktoberfest meal is indeed October 10th of this year. The time is between 4 and 7. It is a $10 cost for adult and a $5 cost with a children's menu. Again, that is a hot dog meal, and these are going to have various performances between 4:15 and 6:15, so definitely check that out.
And the candlelight walking tours are coming up. They are on October 5th and 6th, and they are guided tours through downtown Cullman. They begin at the Cullman County Museum and the Fest Hall Market Plots. For more information, visit CullmanOktoberfest.com.
And the Evelyn Borough Legacy presents Horsing Around for Hope. This is Saturday, October 10th as well. We're at 1315 County Road 222. The trail ride that they will be hosting will be $20, and that is at 9 a.m., but they will have live music, a mechanical bull, petting zoo, games, food, live auction, and bounce houses. Now, this is a free event, so they definitely hope that you come out there and check them out to help benefit the Hope program.
And Catherine Morgan, she is with State Farm. She has incredible discounts up to 40%, so check her out today to see what you can be saving. And her phone number is 256-734-4640.
And if you have a community billboard or would just like to reach us, you can contact us at our webpage, mycolemantv.com, email us at mycolemantv@gmail.com, or call us at 256-734-7399, and like us on Facebook at My Cullman Television.
And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And wishing you a happy birthday today, Joel Burt,
All right, yeah.
Jacqueline Schindel, and Sharon Bradley.
Two people very close and dear to our hearts there.
Yes, indeed. I did not even know it was either of their birthdays.
We're going to have to bug him about that later.
Yes. Don't forget, we're going to be doing that weekly winner drawing, so that will be on Friday, and the winner will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. And don't forget to send us your anniversaries. We will be doing a drawing on Friday for a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden.
And if you didn't already know, our sponsor of the day was indeed Night Free Insurance Agency. They have been providing insurance coverage for over 3 generations. That's 3 generations of people dedicated to serving you in all of your insurance purposes. And again, we cannot encourage you enough to check out our Facebook page. Like and talk to us. Let us know what's going on. We want to hear from you. Tell us about how Cluck and Brew went for you if you win, or complain to us about how those Auburn and Alabama football games went, because we know a lot of people were upset. So definitely talk to us. We're here for you. The therapist is in. We're ready to listen and talk. We'll do whatever we can for you, but we can't turn back the clock and start over because that doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
we've tried.
You know what? We've got some fun activities coming up to distract you from some of those losses.
Absolutely.
We do have the fair this week. It opens on September 24th and goes through October 3rd. And then just as that wraps up, we begin our kickoff for Oktoberfest. So stay tuned for more information about those. But you know what? The weather is going to be a little bit murky this week, but it'll be beautiful next week, and we'll get to go out and, kind of just enjoy that weather before it gets really cold.
And swim through your yard before it dries because, that's how rain works here, is it builds a 40-foot puddle of mud.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's the South. What do you do? All right. Well, again, thank you for joining us today. I think we had a great day, getting that week started back off, trying to get back out there and get the gears turning again towards being productive after a very lazy weekend on my end.
Yes, mine too.
I think you'll be jumping onto your 30 jobs again. So you pray for her because she needs it. She's out there all the time.
I love being busy. I enjoy my job.
You have fun with that. I think many of us will agree that we'll just stick to the one.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'll work on just getting one then.
Okay. Good luck with that. Let us know how that goes. And you as well. How many jobs do you have? All righty. Well, you have a great day. And again, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And everyone here at My Cullman Television hopes you have a wonderful Monday. Keep strong, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.